Hello learners, I am Parikshit and welcome to another very exciting session on Unacademy CAT-alyst. In today's session, I'm going to discuss something which is very important, which is on the mind of probably most of the aspirants, right? How do I need to practice LRDI? Is there a routine that I need to develop so as to ensure that I crack the CAT and get a 99 plus percentile in this section? I'm going to talk about a lot of very interesting strategies that you might never have thought of doing, and that's what you're going to learn today in this particular session. Stay tuned for some very interesting and important strategies. Let's get started. Okay, this is me, your educator on the platform with the highest live class rating, thanks to my learners. Okay, a lot of happenings on Unacademy in the next few days. The 29th of May we started with the weekend batch. The 2nd of June, a weekday evening batch starts. And then on the 5th of June, we have a practice with experts batch starting. Now, if you are interested to enroll for any of these batches, remember you got to have an Unacademy Plus or an Unacademy Iconic subscription. If you wish to subscribe either to Plus or to Iconic, remember to use the code which is there on your screen, Parikshit Live. If you use that code, you will get a 10% discount on the subscription fee. Let's get started with the all-important discussion. How do I need to practice LRDI in this next few days? Okay, let's start. Okay, now I think the most important part here of this particular question, right, LRDI practice, I would say is you need to understand three things. First, where are we now? Where are we now? Or where am I? Where am I currently? Where am I currently? Right? That's something you got to answer, and that's how we learn how to find out that where am I at this point of time. Next thing is, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? What do I need to do in the days ahead? That's what I'm going to answer. And the third part is, where do I need to reach? Where do I need to reach? I think if you are able to answer these three questions, you will master LRDI. You would master LRDI, right? So where am I currently? What do I need to do? And where do I need to reach? I think the most important part, I think let's look at this part. Where do I need to reach, right? Where do I need to reach, right? So let's talk about it. Let's look at data, some very interesting data, okay? Let's look at CAT 2020. CAT 2020. You know in CAT 2020, how many LRDI sets were there? There were 5 sets of LRDI. 5 sets of LRDI, okay? 5 sets, in total 24 questions. In total 24 questions. Any guesses on what would have been a 99 percentile? Any guesses on what would have been a 99 percentile in CAT 2020? You know 99 percentile would have been getting just 9 questions correct. Just 9 questions correct. So if you're looking at terms of number of sets, it is probably just 2 sets. Just 2 sets. Remember, one set is around 4 to 5 questions. So if you get around 2 sets correct in CAT 2020, you would have ended up with a 99 percentile. Similarly, if you look at CAT 2019 data, CAT 2019 data, how many sets are we talking about? 8 sets. We are talking about 8 sets and 32 questions. So 4 questions per set. 4 questions per set. You know what would have been a 99 percentile? What would have been a 99 percentile? Around 15 to 16 questions correct. 15 to 16 questions correct, and you would have ended up with a 99 percentile. Just 50%, right? Out of 32, getting just 15 to 16 net overall correct will fetch you a 99 percentile in CAT 2019. And let's look at one more year, CAT 2018. CAT 2018, right? So how many sets? Again, 8 sets. How many sets? 8 sets. Again, 32 questions. Again, 32 questions. What would have been a 99 percentile again? What would have been a 99 percentile again? 16 to 17 questions. 16 to 17 questions. Now, I think the right hand side, the blue color part, right? That's something you got to focus on. Look at the numbers there. It's not too many. Among 2,40,000 students who write the CAT every year, this is one section which students find it difficult, and hence you don't need a very high score to end up with the 99 percentile. Just getting a few questions correct, approximately 50% of the questions correct. In CAT 2020, it was even less than 50. Hardly 40% of the questions correct in CAT 20 would have ended up with a 99 percentile. This is ultimately where you need to reach this November, right? This November, your preparation should be such that you can attempt at least 50% of the total questions. I think this answers one part of the question. Where do I need to reach? This is where you need to reach. Be able to attempt 50% of the total questions. Are we okay in this? Any questions that you have? Any questions? I'm looking at the live comments here. Any questions that anyone wish to ask at this point of time? Are we okay? Fine. Let's go to the second part of the discussion. Let's look at the second part of the discussion now. Okay. Second part of the discussion. The second part of the discussion is where are we today? Where are we today? If you look at today, today is June 1st and we are looking at approximately 6 months. So when I say approximately 6 months, we are saying approximately 180 days remain. 180 days remain. Approximately. Out of 180 days, you definitely got to divide this into two parts. Divide this into two parts. One is your preparation, right? And the other one is your test. Test, or I would say mocks. These two parts. Your preparation has to be composed of two parts. Normal preparation plus the mocks. Now, preparation at max, how much time can you take? At most, I will say maximum. I know some of you have already completed, some of you probably have already just started. But at most, you might take another probably 80 to 90 days. I would say 80 to 90 days. Let's call it 80 days. 80 days to 90 days. Another max to max. Max to max, 80 to 90 days is what you got to take for your preparation at the most. Not more than that. Not more than that. And the remaining 3 months, okay, 90 to 100 days should be all about mocks. Definitely, you can't do well in the CAT without writing a lot of mocks. Let's talk about first part of the preparation. Now think about it. I have a lot of students who attend my class who tells me that they're going to start the mocks immediately in the next 10 days. They're going to start the mocks immediately in the next 10 days. That's good. But there is a caveat there. You start your mocks only when you are done with your preparation. Otherwise, don't start your mocks. Why do I say so? Remember, mocks are all about a means of testing yourself. You got to test yourself, right? What are mocks? Nothing but you are testing yourself. If you have not studied, if your basics are not clear, and you go and test yourself, what would happen is you would end up with a low percentile. And if you end up with very low percentile continuously for 4 or 5 mocks, you would get disheartened, demotivated, and many a times students leave out, students give up immediately. Within 1 month of writing mocks, they give up. So it is my sincere suggestion that do not start the mocks unless and until you have done at least 60 to 70% of your syllabus. I'm not saying 100%. No one of you can complete 100% of your syllabus. But did you complete at least 60 to 70% of your syllabus? If yes, okay, if 60 to 70% of your syllabus is completed, only then you come and test yourself in the mocks. It's very, very, very important. Otherwise, trust me, it would have a reverse effect. You end up continuously with low percentiles, 1 month, 2 months, and you give up. Nahi ho paega. I won't be able to. Nahi ho paega mere se. That's not what you do, right? So only if you complete 60 to 70% of your syllabus, you go and write the mocks. Now, second thing here is I will talk about how to cover the syllabus. I will talk about it. Don't worry about it. But do you know what's the syllabus is? Do you know what's the syllabus of LRDI is all about? Most of you probably would not even be aware of this. I'm going to write a few terms. You decide for yourself whether you have heard about them. First is linear arrangement. Linear arrangement. Remember, straight line. 7 people in a straight line and you got to arrange them. I think you have heard about them. Next, circular arrangement. Circular arrangement, right? Third, two, you know about circular arrangement. Next is double line arrangement. Double line. What is a double line arrangement? Double line is people sitting around a rectangular table, people sitting around a triangle, people sitting opposite each other in opposite each other. So what is happening? There are two lines. Can you see? If there is a rectangular arrangement, people are sitting opposite each other, adjacent to each other. Some are sitting on the shorter side of the table, some are sitting on the longer side of the table. Have you done such case lists? Double line arrangement. Then you have distributions. Distribution based case lists. Distribution, right? What is a distribution based case list? As an example, a person is wearing a red shirt and stays in Bangalore. Another person, green shirt, stays in Kolkata. And then they will ask you which person is staying in Kolkata. So you need to distribute, right? That's an example of a distribution case then. Next, selection based case list. Selection. What is an example of a selection based case list? If A is selected, B cannot be selected. D and E always need to be together. F and G can never be together. Such cases. Selection. Next you have cubes. Cubes. Next you have Venn diagrams. Venn diagrams. Venn diagrams. Right? Next you have next you have binary logic. Binary logic. I hope, what is the binary logic? The truth teller, the alternator, the liar. Remember such cases. Venn diagrams probably you know, cubes probably you know. And then you have a lot of puzzles, a lot of miscellaneous puzzles. Miscellaneous puzzles. Now, on a broad level, this is your LR syllabus. On a very broad level, this is your LR syllabus. And you definitely need to complete at least 60, 70, 80% of it for you to go and write the mocks. Similarly, let's talk about DI. DI is what? All graphs, linear, all graphs. When I say graphs, it could be a pie chart, right? It could be a line graph. It could be a table. It could be a percentage increase graph. So all different types of graphs. And then one thing most people leave it is 3D diagrams. 3D graphs. Have you done a 3D graph? Very, very, very important. 3D graph. Then what do you have? Then what do you have? Roots and networks. Roots and networks. Roots and networks, right? Then you have games and tournaments. Games and tournaments, right? Games and tournaments. And then you have miscellaneous sets. I would say quant based DI. Quant based DI. Quant DI, you will have reasoning DI. You will have reasoning DI. And then overall, I will say miscellaneous. Miscellaneous DI. Miscellaneous DI. Okay. Now, on a broad level, if you are asking me what is your LRDI syllabus, this is your LRDI syllabus. Out of the topics that I have written, if you know 70% of it, 70%, you are ready for the mocks. Now, when I say 70%, remember someone can say, I have done 2 case lists on double line arrangement. I have done 2 case lists on double line arrangement. I'm ready for the mocks. No, brother, you are mistaken. You know what? This is not what I mean. When I say 60 to 70% of your syllabus, I say minimum 10 of each type. Minimum 10 case lists of each type. Minimum. At a minimum, you got to do 10 case lists of each type for you to say that you have done the topic. Okay, I'm not saying done the topic completely. I'm only saying done the topic reasonably and are ready for the box. So minimum 10 case lists you definitely do. You definitely do. Remember? So someone is asking today's topic binary. Yeah. Minimum 10 case lists of each type you definitely got to do before you are ready for the box. I think up till here we are good. So what did we discuss till now? We discussed what are the marks that you need to get the 99 percentile. Second thing, what I just discussed it, what are the topics that are there and how much you need to cover for you to get started with your mocks, right? This is the second part of the discussion. The third part of the discussion. The third part of the discussion is, okay, what do I do now? What do I do? What should be my strategy for the next 6 months? What should be my strategy for the next 6 months, right? That's the next part of the discussion. Okay. If the now the next most important part of the discussion is, how do I prepare? Now think about it. If your preparation strategy, I think I will divide it into two categories, right? I will divide whether you are a plus student or a non-plus student. Plus student or a non-plus student. Reason is very simple, because plus students have got a lot of materials. But if you are a non-plus student, you do not have a lot of materials available. Hence, I'll categorize it into two types. Either you are a plus student or you are a non-plus student. Now for the plus students, I think it is very simple. The materials are there directly. The materials are there directly, right? I think I have got around 220 hours of videos available for you. 220, around 220 hours of video practice, of video solutions I have for you. Video case list, right? 220 hours. So when I say 220 hours, I think I have got around 500 case lists. So 220 hours would mean approximately around 500 case lists. You have around 500 case lists, right? 500 case lists for you to practice if you are a plus student. So here I think it's very simple. You got to have a plan such that you are covering 220 hours over the next 80 to 90 days. Over the 80 to 90 days. So that would mean around 2 hours of recordings daily if you're able to view it. If you're able to view it and practice, you are good, you are safe, and I think that would be a super awesome way of starting your mocks. Remember, you don't need to complete all the 220 to start your mocks. I'm saying 60-70%. So 60-70% would mean even if you do around 120-130 hours or around 100 hours, 120 hours of videos, you are good for the mocks. You are good that you have completed 60 to 70% of your syllabus and you are ready for the mocks, right? Remember, this is in addition to our live classes. This is in addition to our live classes. Every morning 7:45 to 8:45 a.m. we do LRDI practice, 7:45 to 8:45. So you join me live and then you have a lot of practice materials. This is what you got to practice on a daily basis. If you are a non-plus student, if you are a non-plus student, I am sure you would have some source of practice, some source of practice. Now remember, if you ask me quants, which is the best book in the market to follow quants, right? To do quants, I would say Quantum CAT. Quantum CAT undoubtedly is the best book for quants preparation that is available in the market. You open Quantum CAT, you start solving, and I think it is good. I think it is good. That will help you a lot. That will help you a lot. Unfortunately, for LRDI, if you ask me LRDI, is there a book? Is there any book which is really good? Unfortunately, no. The honest answer is no. The reason is very simple. LRDI from 2015 onward, after 2015, had changed completely. Had changed. Now you have a lot of puzzles. You have a lot of puzzles which were no longer, which were not there prior to 2015. So what happens is the books were published 10-year-old, 15-year-old books. These have not been updated. So the bad part is there are not a lot of practice materials. So I think for you, the one good way of starting would be with some basic sets. What would be the basic sets? I think pre-2015 CAT questions. Pre-2015 CAT questions, I would say a basic, a very basic level. They no longer come. They no longer come now. But I'm not saying no longer come. I'm only saying the difficulty level has increased. The difficulty level of the CAT has increased. Hence, if you want to start with the basic, pre-2015 CAT questions are a good way to get started. They will talk about the basics. They will talk about the basics. You can practice the last 20 years. At least the basics will be clear. The basics will be clear. And once you are done with the basics, what you can do, you can, open some book. You can definitely open book. Let's say you can open the only book available in the market, right? Probably, which is even okay will be probably an Arun Sharma book. Will be probably an Arun Sharma book. You can open that book and practice a few questions before you actually come and start writing the mocks. Before you actually come and start writing the mocks. This is a very okay book, and I think among the options, this is the book that you can follow, right? So this is what you need to complete. This is what you need to complete. Now remember, the next thing here is very important. You know the source. I have talked about the source. I have talked about the source, right? So pre-2015 and Arun Sharma for non-plus students. For plus students, you have my videos caselets. All video solutions are available. You just need to put in the effort and everything is spoon-fed for you. Spoon-fed for you. So for plus students, I have told you. For non-plus students, I have told you. This is your source. Having known the source, how do you practice? Having known from where do you need to practice, obviously the next question that you are going to ask me is, sir, how do I practice? Okay. Now remember, LRDI is something I don't think you should practice at 4 hours at a stretch. That doesn't serve the purpose. That doesn't serve the purpose. I would say best way, okay, my suggestion would be break your LRDI practice into three parts of 40 minutes each. You practice sometime in the morning, sometime in the afternoon, and sometime in the night or evening. And each session, let's keep it 30 to 40 minutes each. 30 to 40 minutes each session. 30 to 40 minutes each session. 30 to 40 minutes each session. I think this is the best way you should do. Do not study LRDI for 2 hours at a stretch. Your efficiency would decrease. Don't do that. Study once, study verbal. You study for 30-40 minutes in the morning, 30-40 minutes in the afternoon, and 30-40 minutes in the night. Okay? That's one thing. If you do that, remember, even if you study 40 minutes, I am saying daily you are doing 2 hours of self-practice per day. 2 hours of self-practice per day, which is more than enough for LRDI. This is in addition to the classes that you do. I'm not talking including the classes. Self-study, 2 hours. Having known that, that's the first part, the time limit. The second part of the discussion would obviously focus on, sir, do I look at the solution first or do I try it yourself? Trust me, you got to try it yourself first. Try the set yourself. This is very obvious, very obvious. But unfortunately, a lot of you don't follow this. I see there are a lot of questions. I'm going to answer the live questions. Don't worry. First, let's finish this and then I'm going to take up your questions. Okay. Try it yourself at least for 7 to 10 minutes. At least for 7 to 10 minutes. Trust me. If you don't do this, if you don't try out one caselet yourself first, even if you practice for the next 10 years, trust me, you always look at the solution and do. Even if you practice for the next 10 years, you are not going to master LRDI. LRDI can only be mastered if you first try it yourself, you don't get the solution, and only then you look at the answer. Whether it is my videos or whether it is any book that you are following, don't look at the answer at the start. That's point number one. Point number two, you know what's point number two? Point number two is find where you are getting stuck. Find where you get stuck. Where you get stuck. Very important. You get stuck. Okay. As an example, let's try to understand. Let's try to understand this point. Okay. One point that I'm trying to understand here is where you get stuck. Let's say you are drawing a table. You are drawing a table, and in that table, you know what? There are certain rows and columns that you need to fill. You have filled up probably 3 columns. You have probably filled up 3 columns. But you know what? The 4th column you are not getting. You are unable to fill up. Or for that matter, let's say 3rd column you are unable to fill up. You are not getting the clue. You are not getting the clue what to do. Now what happens? You obviously look at the solution. You will obviously look at the solution. When you look at the solution, do not, I repeat, do not look at the entire solution. It kills your brain. It kills your brain. Do not look at the entire solution. Rather, read the solution. Read the solution till the point where you have got stuck. Till the point where you have got stuck, and then try to find out what is the clue which will help you determine this unknown point. Which will help you determine this unknown point, right? This unknown point where you have got stuck, you are not able to proceed further. Just try to read the solution only up till there. Moment you read it, you understand. Stop, don't read the solution further. Come back and continue with the solution yourself. Continue with the solution yourself. It could be once you get this particular unknown point, you are able to complete the remaining part of the case. Remaining part. Or it could still be even then you are not able to read, you are not able to do the entire case. Like fine. In either case, you will look at the solution. But first, try it yourself. That's very important. Trust me, if you're able to solve a caselet all by yourself, the confidence that you will get is unbounded. You cannot compare that confidence If you look at the book, do the solution, and rather someone doesn't look at the solution, do it himself, the confidence level is different. There is a very vast difference in both the cases. And remember, I would again repeat, definitely try it yourself. There is no point looking at the solution every time. These 2-3 points you got to keep in mind. Having said that, in every session of 30 to 40 minutes, how many case lists are we looking at? I think I am looking at around 1 to 2 case lists. At least if your initial days, if you are just starting LRDI, probably you will do 1 case list. Or if you have started LRDI a few months back, you will probably end up doing 2 case lists in 40 minutes. But some of you might just end up doing 1 case list, just 1 case list. Fine, it's still early days. 1 case list in 30 minutes is fine, 40 minutes is fine. Even if you do 1 case list in 1 slot of 30 minutes, at the end of the day, remember, you have broken up LRDI into 3 sittings, you would end up doing 3 case lists at a minimum. Someone is doing 2 case lists per session, you would end up doing 6 sessions. Fine, 6 case lists. Fine. Remember, even if it is 3 case lists today, 2 months, you continue this routine. At the end of 2 months, your speed will increase. Don't focus on speed now. Never focus on speed. At this point of time, just focus on the knowledge part. Understanding the case list and the knowledge rather than the speed. Don't focus on speed at the start. Once you have the knowledge, speed will come automatically. Speed will come automatically. Correct? Next part. This is what you are going to study. Now, you know what? One very common question that I get in the month of November, I get a lot of calls from students. Telling me, sir, I forgot what I have studied. I forgot what I studied. So you definitely need to revise. This is very important. If you don't revise, trust me, whether it is you, I, or God, even God will forget, right? So it is very important. As an example, I would say, take any 2 days, okay? Monday to Friday, you practice new case lists. Monday to Friday, you have this 3 sittings, practice new case lists. But Saturday and Sunday, Sunday, just revise. I would repeat, just revise. Revise what? The case lists which you have done till today. Remember, if this is your first week, if let's say this is your first week, this is the first time you are studying, the first Saturday and Sunday, whatever you did in that week 1, from Monday to Friday, you revise. Similarly, let's say this is your second week. You know what? If you have done for 2-3 weeks, if you have studied every Saturday and Sunday, try to revise what you have studied in the prior 2-3 weeks. Same case list. Do it once again on a Saturday and a Sunday. Do it once again. Same case list. What would happen? If you are doing the same case list again, first thing, your speed should be fast now. Remember last time when you did for the first time, if you took 15 minutes, now probably you will end up taking only 8 minutes, 9 minutes, or for that matter, 10 minutes. You get the point? So first thing, speed would increase. Second thing is, all those case lists where you had some doubts, you solve it once yourself again. The confidence that you get again is unbounded. And third thing, revision will ensure that you don't forget. Remember, if you do something and you don't revise for the next, let's say 1 month, you are bound to forget. And don't get frustrated with it, because as I say, this is not only you, this is normal human beings, right? Our brain cannot keep things for a very long time. So please keep revising. Very important. Otherwise, I don't think any human being on earth is there who does the case list only once and at the end says, I can revise, I remember everything. Especially in the month of November, right? I think November 27 is a Sunday. Probably your CAT will be on November 27. Let's assume it's on a Sunday and let's assume it's November 27. Think about it. Anything which you did in the month of June, unless and until you revise, can you remember on November 27? No. Even God will not be able to remember this. So please revise. Please revise. Yes? Now, what books? I think Shreyas, I answered that question. You need to look that part of the video which you missed. Probably you joined a bit late. I think I have answered that question. Books and booklets, I have answered that question. Just rewind the video a bit. You will get the answer to this. You will get the answer from where I need to practice. Now, for some of you who are already plus students, okay, or if you intend to join plus, okay, let's say some of you intend to join plus, or some of you are already plus students. I have developed a complete course. I mean, the complete videos are there. Every type of caselet is solved. How many hours of materials are there for you? Around 220 hours of materials. Practice materials are available for you. Let's say someone wants to start from the very basic. First day of LR, you have never done LR in your life. You know what? You are going to start with my foundation course on LR. Foundation course on LR. We are going to discuss the very basics, the foundation level case list. We spend 16 hours and that's your sequence 1. That's where you are going to start. Let's say you are done with the foundations. You know what? You have done with those 16 hours. Your foundation is complete. What will you do? You have got some concepts. You are going to work on your concepts. You are going to go to sequence 2 of my videos. Sequence 2 of my plus videos. What is that sequence 2? Concept builder. Concept builder. Watch this. Try to solve the caselets yourself. Try to solve the caselets yourself. Anytime you don't get an answer, you obviously solve it yourself. You download the PDF, solve the caselet yourself, and let's say you get stuck. You are not able to understand. What do? You play the video. You play the video and look at to my explanation how I am thinking and what is that you are lacking, because of which you are not getting an answer. Moment your concepts are built, you will come to application of concepts. That's gonna be LR sequence 3. Similarly for DI, you are going to come to DI sequence 1, DI sequence 2, and so on. So entire sequential wise, in order of difficulty, materials are available for you. And in addition to this, every morning, right, Monday to Friday, right, 7:45 a.m. to 8:45 a.m. 7:45 a.m. to 8:45 a.m. we come live. I take classes live on LRDI, live classes. Monday to Friday, 7:45 to 8:45. What happens is, we will do a lot of live classes. We'll solve the questions, and once the questions are done, you have time. Remember, you got to practice. There where you will go to my PDFs and start practicing. So live classes supported with the practice materials, the practice videos, I think are more than enough if you wish to crack the CAT. This is for those who have plus subscription. Okay. I'm going to take your questions. Before that, just one thing. I started with a new course today. This course I started just today. A new course. I think this is the comprehensive course on LRDI. I have just started today. A new course from the most basic. I have started just today, 7:45. I have done one class. If you are not a plus member yet, let's say you're not a plus member, you definitely might wish to join plus using the code Parikshit Live. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Let's look at the questions now. I'm just looking at the questions. First question is true in IIMs cutoff for B Pharma student in fashion is comparatively low. So someone is asking, B Pharma, are the cutoffs low? No, the cutoffs are never low. But yes, you get a diversity bonus. If you are a non-engineer, you get around 5% more. You get around 5% weightage, which an engineer will not get. Remember, if you are a non-engineer, you get some extra bonus points. If you are a girl, you get some extra bonus points. If you don't belong to the general category, you have some reservations. So yes, non-engineer, I think you'll get 5% weightage extra. So I think that's the same question which is being repeated many a times. Yeah, fine. That's it. I think that's it for today. And if you wish to intend to subscribe to Unacademy Plus, remember to use this code Parikshit Live, because this code will get you a 10% discount on the subscription fee for those of you who intend. For those of you who do not intend, remember, I told you got to practice the previous year questions who do not have plus subscription or not you wish to take. So if you don't intend to take plus, not a problem. You can practice the previous year questions of the CAT paper. Along with it, you can take any book which is available in the market and start practicing from there. For those of you who wish to join me live for my plus sessions which just started today, remember, you got to join using this code Parikshit Live, which is there on your screen. You will get 10% discount. And there is also an offer running. The offer is, you join for 6 months. You join Unacademy for 6 months and we in Unacademy are gonna extend your subscription by 1 month. By 1 month. That would mean if your CAT is ending in November, remember the ZAT will happen in January. The SNAP will happen in December. So you can be there with us till December end. Till December end. So 6 months you join, we will extend it for 1 month, so you get 7 months subscription. That's the bonus if you join using the code Parikshit Live. And the third point is, if you join using the code Parikshit Live, you also get free mentorship. What is free mentorship basically? See, in a class, every doubt that you have will be taken care of. Any doubt any student has will be taken care of. But beyond the class hours, if you have any doubt beyond the class hours, whether practicing from your book, whether doing a mock question, whether helping you prepare your strategies, if you have joined using the code Parikshit Live, you also get free mentorship. I repeat, free mentorship from my side, but that would only happen if you join using the code Parikshit Live. Yes? Anything else? Anything else? So I think someone is asking a question. I see a question from Shreyans who is saying, Arun Sharma for QA. Do I need to solve all LOD level? No. You can solve LOD 1 and LOD 2. LOD 1 and LOD 2, that should suffice. Someone is asking, I am pursuing BSc first year and preparing for CAT 2022. I belong to EWS category. Profile is this much. Required percentile. No one can tell you a required percentile, right? No one in the world can tell you a required percentile. That keep changing, but definitely your percentile will be a bit lower because you belong to a specified category, right? You belong to a specified category. You aim for 100 percentile. It's not that I tell you 93 and you'll aim for 93, right? You aim for 100, and whatever less happens after that, you depend on God. That okay, even if I get a 90, the IIMs call me, right? Anyway, that's it. That's it for today. That's it for today. And remember, anytime you have a doubt, make use of the Ask a Doubt feature on Unacademy, and also enroll for the weekly scholarship test on Unacademy. Yes, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the session. And remember, my YouTube sessions are Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. We are going to solve a lot of LR case lists in the next few days. A lot of LR case lists on YouTube every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, 10:30 a.m. I'm going to come live, and now because we know the strategies, we are going to get into the game and start solving some beautiful